Hello, tequila aficionados. My name is David Suro, and I invite you to view our tequila talks to take place in Washington, Philadelphia, and New York City. These talks were made possible thanks to the cooperation of the Mexican Embassy, Astor Center in New York City, and Tequila's restaurant in Philadelphia. We were very honored to have the participation of Dr. Rodolfo Fernandez, a leading anthropologist from the University of Guadalajara, who brings us his new findings. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm starting by what's called the topic of the exordium, and that's why it's called Here We Are to tell you new things about the tequila industry.
In the same town, Cazadores is producing arandas and Siembra Azul is producing arandas. Same terroir, basically the same agaves, but the process that we use is completely different. I don't say one is better than the other, it's different. And let's do an experiment. This is also fascinating. If you have a little bit left of this tequila, just put a little bit on your hand. Just pour a little bit on the palm of your hand. Okay? And what we're gonna do, we're gonna eliminate the alcohol by rubbing our hands.
Slopes where it could be transported either to the Pacific Ocean or to the Central Mexico area. And bringing the product up and down was more difficult for the Matitan people. However, they had better work. And all these Indians were calling themselves principales, which we had more or less the status of nobles. Two basic types of agave. Ones have the soft leaves, and then there are wavy type. And those are the ones they call simply magueyes, and those are to make pulque. The mezcal type plant it's got rigid leaves like those.
You turn to the right, and especially down here, the intensity is there. We have such a complex spirit like the one you have in your hand. You know, we have to find where we should be, where is the perfect position for our sensors. And this is even before the spirit is exposed to wood.
Matitan is where we believe tequila was started. A couple of hundred, if not many more years before tequila. As in tequila, the situation was different because when they started making tequila, the Spanish people were already dwelling the sides of the river because they had had land grants before, dedicated to sugarcane plantation, basically. We have two tequila traditions in the original area, which is the Tequila Matitan area. tradition of Amatitan was developed basically by Indians. They were all called themselves caciques and señores, which were the higher class of India. And to the north, this sort of darker shape, looks like a snake. It was the canyon of Rio de Santiago, which was the limit of the civilized world up till the end of the 16th century. But even further, it was to the north. It was where the Chichimec Indians were, and nobody wanted to go further on.
I am highly impressed for the attendance we had in both three places, in Washington and the Mexican Embassy, having the special room of the embassy for us, and hospitality of my colleagues and friends from Mexico. The second one, the one we had in Philadelphia, it was very, very nice because we had a small group of people having dinner at the same time, and it was sort of a very intimate sort of reunion. And the third one in New York was very, very impressive because of the place where it took place and because of the amount and type of people we had as guests for the tequila tasting and for the conference. Furthermore, we have been able to bring out new information about the tequila history, which is going to be crucial for the development of the history of tequila. And we shall soon see it in the newspapers, hopefully. All the noise, if you want to call it such, that we're going to make with this sort of new information about the tequila history and the enhancing of places like Amatitan and Los Altos as very important in the production of tequila, and not only the town of Tequila.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. We will continue with these talks throughout the country, so be sure you send us your comments. Thank you for watching, and cheers.